there's pain going to be in the situation. And so what pain are you choosing? Because the stories you tell yourself are going to paint a picture for you that's going to support you in achieving that goal or not achieving that goal. And welcome to today's episode. I'm so excited you are here. We all want what we want, right? Like, you have a desire. You want to manifest something you desire. And sometimes that desire requires effort. It requires change. It requires discipline. I'm going to underline that word. Discipline. And because it requires discipline, it requires you to show up in a particular way that will support your heart's desire. But sometimes people, maybe you, get caught up in story where it's like, the only way I can have that thing is if I do X, Y, Z, or I'm not worthy of that. I'm too scared. That feels overcomplicated, or I wish I can do it, but I can't. I don't have enough time. Whatever the excuse is, whatever the reason is there's stories we tell ourselves, and that story is either going to move you closer to the goal and eventually support you in receiving the desire, the manifestation that you want, or it's going to move you away from it. It's going to take you the long way around to receiving that particular thing. Hey friend, I want to invite you to something super special. Our doors are wide open for the DNA Awakening Accelerator. This is a powerful program. We activate 24 strands of your DNA and we restructure it. Activating your DNA is your birthright. You have lots and lots of cells, lots and lots of DNA strands, and we want to activate them on purpose so that you can live your purpose and you can awaken your intuition to new heights and so much more. This program is super powerful, and you can take advantage of our early bird discount, which is 50% off right now. And not only will you get your DNA activated and restructured, you'll get 2 other very, very powerful healings and activations. And one is Crystalline Soul Blueprint activation and the Light Spectrum Attunement. These 2 activations are super, super powerful. They're gonna help you tap into your sacred feminine codes of magic, tap into your soul power. We also do some inner child work and so much more. You can go to theamyrobison.com/DNA, theamyrobison.com/DNA. I'll also put the link in the show notes or the description so that you can join us. Doors will be closing soon, so take advantage. And if you're listening to this episode after the doors have closed and you really want to jump in, feel free to email us and we'll have a quick chat about it. All right, friend, let's jump back into the episode. Sometimes we are too scared to go through and have discipline around achieving that goal. And I'm going to talk about discipline in a way that I think the majority of people can understand. So discipline, it could be like around food. So let's say you know that gluten really upsets your stomach. It makes you inflame. It gives you aches in your body. Your tummy feels bad. So you can either eat gluten and it will be uncomfortable, Or you can have the discipline of going gluten-free and not eating gluten, but it requires you to have discipline to say no to certain foods, to say no to certain outings, maybe not, but you have to say no. You have to have the discipline to say no to certain things. And so there is a certain level of discipline that's required. I'll give you another example. Let's say you know that your body hurts if you don't get a certain amount of steps in, or if you don't get a certain amount of exercise a week. So there's a discipline that you have in order to achieve your health goals of making your body feel good. And so there's a discipline. No matter what, you will have the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. And at first, it feels like pain when you're moving into creating discipline that becomes a habit. Let me say that again. In the beginning, when you're first starting out, there is pain around creating the discipline and sticking to the thing that you want to stick to before it becomes a habit. And then once it becomes a habit, it's easy. It becomes easier where it's like, I know that I gotta get all these steps in, or I need to exercise, but then it becomes a habit where it's like, it doesn't feel like a chore. It's just a part of your identity. It's a part of your life. It's a part of your schedule. But then there's pain of regret. So if you don't take the discipline at first of making it a priority, making it a goal, there's pain of regret. There's pain going to be in the situation. And so what pain are you choosing? Because the stories you tell yourself are going to paint a picture for you that's going to support you in achieving that goal or not achieving that goal. And no matter what, the story is going to be the story that gets you there or doesn't get you there. The story at first, and keep this in mind, the story can change and can be morphed at any time. If you are telling your story and you catch that you're telling yourself a story that isn't simply true. Because remember, you're going to have pain, and I'm putting that in quotations, pain, which is you're going to be uncomfortable while you are creating this new habit so that you can have the desired outcome that you are wanting to manifest. But once you work your way through, you're going to get to the end goal. Now, no matter what, there's going to be that discomfort. We all tell ourselves stories. So when you decide to make up your mind that you want to achieve something, you want to have something, you want to manifest something, you have to take in consideration what are the stories you are telling yourself that is either making this easy or overcomplicating what it is that you want. Oftentimes we will tell ourselves a story that this is the only way that this can be done in order to manifest X, Y, Z. And I'll give you an example. Let's say you need to manifest $1,000 within a week, and you are telling yourself a story that the only way I can manifest this money is by working extra hours. Well, that's simply just not true. There's other ways that you can manifest $1,000 in a week if you are willing and able to ask yourself, what other ways can I manifest this $1,000 where it's easy and simple for me? And you might come up with a different solution. You might be open to a different solution. The universe might gift you a different solution because you ask yourself that simple question. When you narrow down and you go, this is the only way that this can be done, and then you're already dreading doing those steps because 1, they're not in alignment, 2, they're overcomplicated, 3, just because you know how to do it doesn't mean that's the way it's supposed to be done. You will maybe decide not to do it, or you will lose interest, or you'll get it done, but it's not the way that you wanted it to be done. Whatever the case is, stories are stories. They're simply stories. you can simply ask yourself, what is the story I'm telling myself here? And is it true? And once you ask yourself that question, you can ask yourself why a lot. Why is a great question when it comes to manifesting. So for example, going back to this example of manifesting $1,000, I would go, I want to manifest $1,000 by the end of the week. And I'll go, what stories am I telling myself on how I can manifest or in what ways I can manifest this money? And I go, well, I feel that the only way I can manifest this money is by working extra hours. Is that true? No, I could manifest the money in different ways besides working, but why do I feel that this is the only way that it can be done? Well, that's the only way I've ever made money. Okay, well, what other ways can I receive money without having to put extra hours in? Oh, maybe I could sell a couple things of mine. Oh, someone asked me if I could do a project for them. Or, oh, I'm really good at doing this fill in the blank, and somebody was asking me if I'd ever consider selling that. Maybe I could sell a couple of those. You know, there's ways that we can go about this where we start questioning our stories. And it's important to question our stories, because when you question the story, you open up doors of new opportunities, of ways of receiving, of ways of going about things, of ways of manifesting the things that you want to manifest. And if you don't ask yourself, if you believe every story and every thought that passes through your mind, it's going to be a lonely existence, or it's going to be a complicating existence, or it's going to be something that's truly just simply not true. You are not simply all of the thoughts that you think. It's not, because sometimes you have thoughts that are not true, and those stories simply just aren't always true. So what story are you willing to tell yourself that allows you to move the needle towards the desired outcome? And what stories can you tell yourself around the discipline you have that will allow you to work outside your comfort zone in order to create the new habit of achieving the thing that you want to achieve? Because no matter what, there's going to be discomfort, and that discomfort is going to be in discipline or regret. That discomfort is going to also happen if you are taking the way that the universe is directing you not to take, but you think it's the only way to take it. And you might be missing all the signs where the universe is like going, hey, this way, let's go this way, let's talk to this person can help you. But you miss the sign because you have tunnel vision. You think that this is the only way it can be. And it's just simply not true. So I'm going to leave you with this. Do you want to have the pain, which is the equivalent of just being uncomfortable, to create the discipline, or do you want to have the pain of regret? Do you want to look at the stories you tell yourself around what it is that you want to manifest and ask yourself if is that true? And then also ask yourself why you might think that, to come up with a creative opening, a creative outlet to manifest the things that you want to manifest. The ball is always in your court. You shape your reality. And the reality that you're shaping, that you desire to shape, you are worthy of, my friend. So hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please make sure you like and subscribe and share this with a friend. I'll see you soon. Bye.